And that's how you don't get AIDS. Hello,
Wait,
welcome to
what?
week 7 of the B&J Fantasy recap slash preview. I don't think we need to introduce ourselves because people know who we are. So
Yeah, all
I
five
think
of
we,
our watchers.
all 5 of our watchers. So I think we should just jump right into this. League announcements. Next year I'm gonna have little sound effects for all these sections. I'm gonna work on that.
I was thinking about that. I just don't have that kind of time, but
Yeah.
that would be fun.
I'll do that. League announcements.
Some sort of official intro.
Yeah.
League announcements. The only thing I came up with this week is now is the time to start launching polls. So if you've got ideas of what would make the league better, these are the weeks to go put them out there before people get screwed out of their playoff spot due to some rule, or people lose interest and aren't around to even vote on it. These are the weeks to go get those votes done. That you'll get objective feedback. We'll have high voter turnout, and if you want something changed, you might actually get it changed. It takes 13 votes for any rule to pass. We had one last year that majority did rule, but only like 8 people voted total. So it didn't pass that way. So if you want to get something changed, get it out there, get 13 votes. We may change it. Bones and I still have final say. So if it's something ridiculous, we just won't do it.
I mean, I think the removing of one roster position, that's been like a 3-year long process. I feel.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I've been on the lead on.
Well, getting that, if you remember the longest time ago, getting the return yards added to the score, that took Bones like 4 years of lobbying to get that passed.
And really, really screwed with one of my drafts one year. I went all return yards. And let me tell you something, people, it did not go well.
I mean, they're just, it's like Darren Sproles gets an extra point a week.
Yeah.
Well, especially with all the return yard rules change in the actual NFL.
Yeah.
Kind of rare these days.
Yeah, it was right about the time we accepted that rule that the NFL started getting rid of kickoffs.
Bastards. So before you get angry about something, now's the time to suggest it as an idea where you won't look petty. So.
Correct. Great way to put it.
Yeah.
One thing that, I think most people know this, but one of the things that makes this league what it is the team tight end position. That's not something we're going to give up. So that would be one of those things that you can get it to pass. I ain't giving it up. That's part of the league. There are very few, but that's
I gave up on that a couple years ago.
Also, I believe we, versus other leagues, we give more points to quarterback touchdowns, right?
You broke up there. Say that again.
I think in some of the other leagues I'm in, quarterback touchdowns count for less than they do in ours. I might be wrong, but
yeah, we do 5 points. Some leagues do 4.
Yeah, which makes no sense, but
some leagues do 6.
That'd be logical, but whatever.
Seems to work fine the way we've got it.
I think QB touchdown should be worth 10 points. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so if you have ideas or you want to throw something out there, now's the time.
Yeah, we threw out last year the waiver wire, and it worked. There's things like the free agency acquisition budget that could still come out there. There's big play awards. Like we've got the 2-point bonus for a 100-yard receiving game for a wide receiver. That came up through a vote a long time ago. It's things like that. Just whatever you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Everyone seems to like point proliferation, so you'll probably get a lot of votes.
Yeah.
QQB league.
Yeah, I feel like the bonus for wide receivers was just because it like I remember that year specifically. A lot of receivers had great years, just not that many touchdowns, and it had such a drastic effect on the fantasy league that year. But whatever, we have it, so I'm happy with it.
I think it's good because it puts that receiver over the top for having just an okay day to having a good day, or if they're having like a Julio Jones type day, they have a great day with no touchdowns.
Yes. All right. So moving on to the next segment. So recaps of the wonderful fantasy week we just went through.
Yeah, the do-over week, right? So it was the first week that we got revenge opportunities from week 1. So I took down Zayden, took over the Plains, and it was the most lopsided win of the week. I beat him by 54.8 points. So that was fun. Thanks, Zayden, for phoning it in.
Maybe stop trying to trade your entire team away.
No, keep doing it. You're doing fine.
You're flippoing yourself.
Chris Short in his match scored the highest points of the week. We labeled it as a key matchup, and they did not disappoint. He beat Stephanie, and now he takes the lead in the Mountaineer. The Icelandic battles, if you're not paying attention to the Icelandic, you need to go look at that division. Jesse, you're in it, so you get it. But everybody's, 4-2? The whole freaking division?
4-3, except for Brandon McNeely, 4 inches hard.
Yeah, you guys are you got a bloodbath going on down there.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It is ugly. But Doobie took down Jesse, and Aaron lost to Kyle. And you'll note from last week, Kyle started out 1-3, and now he's your division leader. So way to give that one up, guys. Pillow fights, we labeled Cunningham and Bones, and Cunningham got his first win over Bones.
Woo!
Bones is on the slide, poor guy. I was going to look real quick.
I mean, honestly, after the week I had the week before when I won with like 65 points, I was really just happy to approach 100. So it was a moral victory for me this week.
So Abe ran up the score on Brandon by almost 48 points. Total of 162, and Vogel took that down by only having to put up 92 points.
See any other?
I'm still number 1 in points against.
You're still number 1, but you're on the decline. You're down to 114 points against, right?
Average?
No, 113 now.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's just getting better for you, man.
And number 3 points for. My goal is to be 1 in each.
Are you really number 3?
Yep.
Man, that's depressing.
Yeah, especially where there's only 1 win separating me and Flippo is number 23.
I'm still 21. But again, I'm getting when I'm winning, I'm getting everyone's worst week at that point. So I'm just getting lucky.
Can't beat luck. That's what gets you in the playoffs. And then luck tends to, unless you're having just a dominating year, luck tends to get you pretty far in the playoffs too. Survivor pool.
So I was trying to come up with some clever segue about our, points against and luck and Chad, but I could not figure it out. So, but Chad's out.
Yeah.
Look at Chad. Who'd he pick, by the way? Please tell me it was LA.
Keep talking. I'll let you know.
So it's just Casey and Greg in the Survivor pool. So I hope you two are enjoying yourselves. I miss the Survivor pool. I really do.
Atlanta.
Picked Atlanta. All right. So I'm guessing either Casey or Greg, one of them's going to forget 1 week, and that's how this is going to end. But we'll see.
Much like the NFL pool picks do every year, it comes down to 2 or 3 people who have not forgotten yet.
That's right. That's right, Flippo. I'm still coming for you, as I do every year.
I had a good week. You guys got some work to do.
Yeah. So I'm still working on which system I like. Well, honestly, last week I had to do it on my phone.
That's not a good system.
Nope. Doing it through the mobile app was not the best way, but I didn't have a choice. So
it all sounds awful.
This coming week is bye week hell week. So listen to the teams that are on bye. You got the Ravens, the Giants, the Dolphins, Steelers, Rams, and Niners. So just a quarter of the league is not playing. It's survival week now. This is the real Survivor pool.
Oh man,
it's gonna get ugly.
I was trying to think of if I had any of those players. I'm like, I think I'm good actually, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens in our division because either only one of us is going to make the playoffs because we knocked each other out, or or 2 of us are going to start tanking here at some point. Not like on purpose, but because our teams suck. My team's now completely different than it was 3 weeks ago, so I'm very happy about that. So
the points average, if you look at the league reports, started out at 100 and 100.5, 100.8, and is been 95, 95, 98, 98, 98 ever since. I expect that to come down further this
Yeah.
week. I mean, you got the Steelers out. A lot of players there. People have been using Miami. I mean, Jay not playing, so you're not going to get those points anymore.
If you're actually smart enough to start him.
Hey, I dropped him.
I want someone to calculate the amount of teams that had J.J. on their bench the past 2 weeks. Because like
I dropped him before he did his first 200-yard game. I let him go.
I remember you had every Dolphins running back there in like a 3-day period.
Yeah, I was cycling through him pretty good. But yeah, next week, bye week hell. More key matchups like the Atlantic. It's anybody's game down there. Everyone's 4-3. Mountaineer is similar. Coastal's interesting. All the 5 and 2s are playing the 2 and 5s. It's either or there, so that's fun. And then the Plains is about the same. So someone over these bye weeks are going to end up stepping up and dominating. I didn't label any potential pillow fights because the way it's fleshing out, it's anybody's game still, except for Cunningham's.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. The years continue. The fantasy season continues to be weird. So we'll see what happens now. I can't get over that 6-6 tie. That was just depressing.
The worst part is the 2 missed kicks at the end.
I mean, but how many? Jake, do you know how many more London games we have?
I think you have one more this week.
Okay.
And more next year.
Ugh.
I think the Packers actually have to play in London next year.
Has there been like a good London game yet?
Yeah, there have been some good ones.
Okay.
I enjoyed this week's. I got the Colts team tied in, so it was fun to watch Jack Doyle.
It was Giants-Rams this week.
Yeah, the Giants are never in a good game. The Giants fan, I can tell you.
Oh, that was the other week. It was Colts. Anyway.
They should just do the Thursday night games, make them the London games, so they'll be even more chaotic and terrible.
Now, I will say the Thursday night games this year have been great. This year will not, or this week will not, because it's Titans, Jags. That's going to be a pillow fight. But up until this point, it has been great.
Yeah, it's been the Sunday, Monday night games that have not been.
I don't even watch Monday Night Football anymore.
I haven't, unless the Giants are in it, or a key fancy person, I won't even check in on it. So,
right.
But people didn't come here to hear our hot takes about the NFL schedule, unless they did. But I don't think they. So, Jake, I see you here. You had a question you wanted to put out to people.
Oh, okay. So the waiver wire, we've talked about it a couple of times. It's not perfect. So again, like we started off with the league announcements, now's the time to suggest changes. So if you've got some positive changes that can happen to it, I put a vote out there the other week about whether you love it or hate it. It's pretty clear everyone's liking it. That's up 11-4. There's still a couple more days to vote on that. If you guys want to, if you haven't, you can go out and vote on that. But it looks like it's sticking around. We're not getting rid of the waiver wire. But if you have thoughts for improvement, again, now's the time to put those thoughts out there. You can start with the message board, move it over to the polls once you kind of solidified a suggestion.
Yeah.
Call, text, email, do whatever you want to do to communicate. But now's the time.
I mostly just have like user interface questions. We can just make it a little less confusing, because the website does not do a great job of it doesn't need to be as complicated as they make it, I feel. But with the different rounds and I don't know, it can automatically select you to add a player without subtracting a player. I don't know. I'll
tell you this: the waiver wire is better on the app.
Huh.
If you haven't done it on the MFL Platinum app, it's better on the app for sure.
Interesting.
Now, I haven't done multiple rounds yet, but if you get into the manage roster, waiver request right there in the middle, when you get into add roster move, you select a player, it kind of walks you through the process a little better, and then you submit, and you're done.
Very cool.
Yeah, because there's been a few times on the site, like I forget to save it, and then I go back and look at the rounds, and there's nothing there or didn't change, and I have a feeling that probably screwed some people over this year. So FYI, save your rounds.
Also, I now discovered that that app has a dark mode. That looks a lot better. So,
Doesn't it?
yeah.
It's much better when you're sitting around at night watching football. You're not blinded by your app.
Yeah. Also, it's weird. It just sounds weird to say dark mode out loud. I don't know why. It just does.
Dark
I feel
mode.
I feel dirty now. I don't know why, but I do.
Dark mode.
Again, to our five
Dark mode.
to our five viewers.
mode.
Do you have any segments you'd like us to talk about or specific things you'd like us to focus on? We can do that.
Yeah,
And
it's a
that's
good
future
call because
episodes.
it's about to start winding down. Obviously, we'll talk playoffs, but the Survivor pool is about to wrap up. We're going to have
Playoffs?
less and less to talk about. Give us some ideas.
Yeah. If you have good like sound effects that you would like us to throw in there, we can do that too. So
We can talk about the election.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
well, see you later.